YouTube, what is happening? My name is Lee. This is episode 36. Those stones look well handsome, and this is a Thames Valley group. Let's do this. So, what is happening? Today, I'm going to show you lot how we are searching for land and how we do it. This is something that nobody wants to tell you. All right, we're doing it a little bit different to everybody else. First of all, I've got a potential client coming out to the Farnham job, which is this one, this big house we're building, because they want a 12,000 square foot house building in Surrey as well. All right, so they've seen our online presence, they've seen what we're up to, they've seen the content that we're creating, and what we're finding is that companies that do this sort of work want to align themselves with people that create content about doing this sort of work and produce a good product and provide a good service, right? So we're getting quite a lot of calls from people that are like, look, we've seen you online, we've seen what you're about as a company, so they're getting to know us through the content, and actually we're finding that a lot of companies that don't have a content creation sort of process also want to align themselves with what we're up to. And I'm sure if you're a content creator in the construction industry, you're probably getting the same sort of phone calls. So it's good, that's good, it's win-win, right? We're getting more customers in, what we're doing is working, it's appealing to potential clients, and we're attracting other jobs like the sort of work we do, like this, like the stonework. I mean, look at those joints, they look absolutely stunning. And it's a beautiful day, right? Just quickly, I put a post out on Instagram about this year our bricklayers are going to earn more than we are, right? That is a fact. A lot of people might think that is absolutely mental. I'm trying to get out of the sun, man. I'm ginger, I don't do well in this. It's a fact, all right? So what's happened is, you know, we're planting the seeds. Oh, mate, I can't get out of the sun. There you go, there you go. We're planting the seeds for next year, the year after, and the year after that. We've only got there's like 7 or 8 of us, right? So, and I'm not on the tools at the moment because I'm looking for land full time, like I've mentioned in one of the other videos, right? Which means the profit margin in the company is paying my salary at the moment, all right? That won't be forever, but that's the way it is at the moment, because at the moment I need to put the foundations in for next year, the year after, and the year after that. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, if I can pull in a piece of land and we make 100, 200 grand on that, it's more cost effective than me being on site with a trowel in my hand, all right? So I'm having the same conversation with people that are reaching out on social media, that, you know, they're like, oh my God, you're making loads of money, I've seen you online, you're smashing it. It isn't the case, like, it really is not the case. I'm not pleading poverty, we do make money. I'm not pleading poverty at all, but that is not the case, all right? We are early on, all right? This version of our company is early on. We're a couple of years old, and for us, it isn't about making an absolute fortune at this stage. It's about planting the foundations and planting the seeds so that next year and the year after and the year after that, we rock it and we can consistently make a lot of money, all right? But at the moment, it's not about instant gratification. At the moment, it's about, let's network, let's, you know, align ourselves with contractors and builders and developers that do what we do. Let's get our name out there, let's create loads of content, and let's look for plots of land direct to vendor. And I'm going to have this meeting, I'm going to go home, and I want to show you exactly how we do that, all right? It's too much, people don't want to tell you what they're up to. This channel, I will tell you everything I know, like, I literally don't care, all right? And you can go out and do it. I searched for so long for the information that I needed to build a company, and in the end I just winged it, and then I'm learning as I go. And I'm going to pass all that information on to you for nothing. Alex Hanson. Meeting went well. They're keen for us to build it. Right, I've just been over to see the lads in Kintbury. They're doing an extension today. And I've just spotted a plot of land on the way back, on a corner plot with the potential to put a house on it. So what I'm going to do now is show you lot how we go direct to vendor. All right, there's a few ways you can do it. There's a few ways you can find land that isn't on the market. You can also go around the move of down the road of Right Move. Usually it's overpriced. We're finding that, you know, most plots on there are massively overpriced by the estate agents. They know how to sell houses, but a lot of them don't know how to value land because the build costs have gone up. The market's obviously quite vulnerable at the moment. So I want to walk you through how we are looking for land. So what I've found in business so far, right, is it's all about being personable. all right? If people like you, they want you around and they want to do business with you. So I'm just filling up the kettle. And approaching people that don't know you about buying their land or discussing their land with them to sale for development is no different, all right? A lot of people are doing batch mail, getting the raw mail to do them to do it for them. We're doing it a bit differently. We want it to be personable, you know, exactly the same way that we run the brickwork company. We want to do the development company as well, right? So I went on that 3-day property development course, and I'm having a lot of people ask me, what was it like? How did you get on? And the truth is, for me, this is no disrespect to anybody else, but for me, and it's no disrespect to the lads that were running it, but for me, I didn't enjoy it because it was the hard sell, and what they wanted to do was sell their knowledge, right? I get it as a businessman, I understand it, that, you know, the guy who ran it, I'm not naming any names, has built up a wealth of knowledge over the years, developing houses and developing land, and he's selling that knowledge. Now, it left a really bad taste in my mouth because they went for the hard sell all weekend. It was a 3-day event. It could have been crammed into a day and a half and then sold it, and they could have done a hard sell at the end. But they didn't, and it pissed me off because I think all this information should be readily available. It's not a secret. I had the same when I set the brickwork company up. It's like no one wants to tell you anything. All right, so on this channel, I'm keen to tell you like everything I know and just be like, here it is, do what you want with it. All right, so I'm just going to make this coffee and I'm going to show you how when I spot a plot of land, how we contact the owner, and how I look for land, even if I haven't spotted one, like how I look for it on this software that we've got. All right, let's do this. Right, what we're going to do, I'm going to record my screen. Like I said, I saw a plot of land earlier, drove past it, looked at it, thought, cool, that looks handsome, you better get a house on the end there. And then I'll come straight back, I'll type it in my notes just so I don't forget the address, and I'll come straight back and I'll go onto the platform here that we've got a membership for, which is called Nimbus Maps. All right, and what Nimbus Maps is, it's a map, but there's loads of other features. All right, so it will tell you per square foot what each house is worth on that street, which is really handy, because if you, for example, get planning permission for, say, 1,000 square foot house, and you know that houses are selling on that street for £500 a square foot, straight away you've got a GDV, right, which is a gross development value. All right, so there's loads of other stuff. You can check planning history, you can find out the name of the owner of the house. There's loads and loads of stuff you can do. I'm not going to bore you with all of that. There's also loads of other platforms that do this. You've got Location Planner, I think one of them's called. There's loads of them. We chose Nimbus Maps because you get unlimited, let me just click on that, OS Master Maps. All right, and OS Master Maps shows you the boundaries of each house. All right, so I'm going to type in Yew Tree Drive, Guildford. Yew Tree Drive in Guildford, right? And what's going to happen is it's going to come up with the area, so you can type anywhere in the UK, I believe. I've not looked abroad. And then we can click. So if you have it on satellite, it shows you all the houses, and you can see what land they've got. You can see the road access, all that sort of stuff. And if you click on OS Master Maps, which is my favourite view, it shows you this, look. All right, so you can see, look, you've got a corner plot here. You've got a corner plot here. All right, and the ones in red are freehold, right? So they're owned, privately owned. And these ones without the red on them are probably owned by the council. If I click on it there, it will come up and it will tell you, oh, that's a housing estate. Yeah, so a lot of them are owned by Sovereign, but there are privately owned ones, right? So then what we do, let me get rid of that. What we can do is we can look, I can't remember which one it was now without having a look. Here we go. So for example, we click on this one, right? 46 Yew Tree Drive. And then we go to, let's go to Street View. So we can pick this little fella up here, drop him over here. All right, and that gives us the street view. Let's make sure he's pointing the right way. Right, so you can see here, there's a corner plot. All right, that may well have been the one, it might not be. Look, and you can see actually, they're building a house next door, look. There you go, so I didn't even know that. They're building one there on a corner plot. So we know that it may well get passed, should you put plans in, to put one here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to save that. So we're going to come out of there. I'm going to save, hang on. I'm going to save that to my sites, right? So let's add to my sites. Click on there, save it. But the other thing we can do, and that will go into my sites, and I'll click on that in a minute. And then the other thing we can do is we can go into register, find the register, right? So we can find out who owns that house. And we click on there, and it's just loading. And then what will happen is we can pay £3, and we can get the register for that plot of land, right? And a lot of the time these houses are rented out, right? So it will tell you who actually owns it. And then what we do is we print out our introductory letter, all right, saying, let me just get that up actually. It basically says we're interested in the plot of land for development. We're a local building contractor, and we want to work closely with you to potentially want to work closely with you guys to build high quality homes in the area. If you are interested, please give us a shout. Not in those words, it's just written a lot better than that, but that's the gist of it. And then what we do is we staple the new business card to the corner of the letter, right? So at this point, we know it's possible to build a house like that in that area because there's one down the road being built. We've got the homeowner's number, and we know that we'll get a house on that land, or we think we'll get a house on that land size-wise, right? So that's good enough for us to send a letter out. We'll staple our card to the top of the introductory letter, and then I'll put it in a company coloured envelope, all right? Now this, to a lot of people, so I'll get loads of text messages, might seem ridiculous. I am obsessive about this colour, because when people see it, again, it's on the cards, F62522, I think it is, on a colour palette, and I stick it on everything, because I want people to look at it and be like, right, that's Thames Valley Group, they're quality, they're solid, they're stand up, we know who they are. That colour, I want it to resonate with people that it's us, all right? So, company colour, envelope, all right? Company business card. Reason being, on there now, I don't know if you can see that, development, building and brickwork. If they don't want to sell, if they're not interested, they might just want to put an extension in there. Who they're going to call. All right, I've already shown them what I'm about. On the back, YouTube, Instagram, they'll get to know us just like you lot are. All right, all of a sudden, it's someone else that knows who we are and what we're about. They might want to sell. All right, we're in an economy at the moment where a lot of people can't afford the utility bills, haven't got a lot of money around them. Actually, if they're sat on a potential building plot, they might be interested in opening conversation to potentially sell it for development on an option. All right, all those conversations are further down the line. I talk a lot on this channel about commit first and work it out as you go along. That's exactly how this goes. If you scroll back through our video archive, you'll see that we've done a video on buying land I ain't got a clue. That was a couple of months ago. Since then, I went on a course. I've got a mentor that's mentoring me that's incredibly successful within the industry. And I'm a lot further forward than I was. I now know how to go to a plot of land and appraise it. All right, so work out what it's worth or potentially worth and work out what I can pay for the land. I can do that fairly quickly. All right, we're still going to make loads of mistakes. Not worried about that. If you get the land for the right price, you're up and running. All right, you know, that's where the deal is. That's where you make your money, is getting the land, excuse me, at the right price. All right, so we're going direct to vendor. Now, the costs add up. Colour-coded envelopes ain't cheap. All right, first-class stamps ain't cheap. I'm sending probably 20 out a week, maybe 10. Depends. I've got a lot going on with the boat and stuff. All right, everyone that I know that does this reckons they get 3 or 4, or maybe 5 callbacks out of 100 letters in one deal, or out of 2 deals. Now, that might cost me, with the software, with the envelopes, with the stamps, with buying the register titles, that might cost me a couple of grand in a year. 2 grand. Say it cost the company 2 grand for the year, right? If I land 100 or 200 grand deal off the back of that, it's relevant. It's money well spent. All right, I'm not wasting it. I'm not chucking money up the walls for new vans and all that stuff. We're growing our company and we are moving into development. We've called our shot. Now we're executing. Right. That might seem like nonsense to people. You might seem like a really long-winded way of doing it. And think, actually, why don't you just buy a plot of land that's on the market? Because they're usually overpriced, and the estate agents have usually sold the dream. Let me just stop that recording. Sold the dream to the people that own the land. All right. So that's where we're at with it. Also, since I put it out on social media that we're doing this and we're actively doing it and we've got money to do it, like as in we've got development finance in place and whatever else, I've had 4 people reach out to me about plots of land that are off market, right? So they're not even on the market yet. Because I'm talking about it, it's coming into fruition, right? So I guess that what I'm trying to say is commit and work it out as you go along. We are going direct to vendor. That is our campaign. We are making it personable, and we are running this side of, I'm running this side of things exactly how the brickwork company is run. Right? It's personable. I'm interested in the people that we're working with. I'm interested in what do the vendors want. You know, do they want money? Do they want a nice house built? Do they want to do a joint venture? I'm interested in them. I'm making it about them. You know, and then potentially if there's a deal on the table, it works for everybody and we're happy. All right? I'm not out to rip anybody off, not at all. But I'm doing this most days. At the minute, obviously, I've got a boat. Most days, looking to get minimum 10 out a week. All right, 10 weeks, 100 letters, potentially a deal. If not, I'll keep pushing on. If it costs the company money, which it is, we will get that back eventually when we land a deal and get a deal at the right price. All right, so again, going back to the start of this video, don't think short-sighted. Don't think, fuck, I ain't made no money on this job. It's shit, it's shit, it's shit. Not at all. Like, what can we take from it? What other doors does it open for us? And network. Like, the network is net worth. Like, I'm sure you've heard that before. And that's where we're at with it, really. I'm not pretending to be anything other than I am. I get a lot of comments on YouTube around, you know, you think you're the bollocks. I've never said that. They ain't never left them words ain't never left my mouth. I'm super honest about where we are as a company. Truth is, the bricklayers are earning more than us this year, and I'm doing this, and we're moving the business that way, and that's it. That's where we are. If you want any questions, reach out. I help anybody wherever I can. This stuff shouldn't be a secret, and that's it. That's all I've got for you this week. We are ticking over with the brickwork. Nice, loads in the pipeline, and my energy is spent on doing the tasks that bring us in big amounts of money. That's where we are. Dodgy strategy maybe for some. Some might look at it like that. But that's where we are at the moment. All right, like, subscribe. I will try and get back to everyone that's messaged me. And I will see you lot next week. God bless.